Welcome back to Water Hose Drinkers. It is August 12th,
13th.
13th. It's the 13th of August.
Yeah, me
Um,
and my birthday, bro.
episode 34.
What's up, boys?
Happening. How you been feeling? It's been a minute since the Young Q interview. So that one did pretty well, thankfully.
Shout out to
Um,
you.
I guess we'll kind of
Big.
jump right into it. We got some interviews in store that are we're fixing to get filmed and recorded, all that good stuff. So we got some stuff coming out for football season, especially for all the Georgia Southern fans to get fired up and all that good stuff. So let's get going. What you got? Oh, sorry.
I have a question.
What's up?
How excited should the Georgia Southern fans be for these interviews? Give them a little.
Um, I'm kind of upset that we didn't pull off Coach Helton, but it is what it is. I feel like the people who we're getting are going to be key players for the team this year, and captains as well. So you got some faces that you've seen on the podcast before, and two new faces that you haven't seen on the podcast before, and a couple familiar faces to Georgia Southern.
Right.
So a couple fan favorites, but I don't know. I feel like we if we would have pulled off Coach Helton, it would have been a little bit more hype around it. But
In due time, my friend. In due time. Remember, these teams do get a bye week. I'm just
no, no,
saying.
no, no. I'm not going to do anything with him during the season. We'll
We'll
try
wait.
to we'll try to recap with him after the season.
Yeah, after they win the Fun Belt.
Yeah, yeah, and make the
Yeah.
college football playoff. So
Yeah. Mm, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be
yeah,
tough.
but if you win 11 games and win the Sun Belt, that's going to put you right in the college football playoff. To be honest with you.
I'm just saying, my bullies, my boy, and my bulls. They're that's my G5 pick.
We'll get to it in a minute. We'll hold off for that because we,
No,
we do we do
next week.
have some of the state of Florida talk that we can mention
Yeah.
South Florida with.
Hmm.
So we'll in a minute, like very
Yeah.
brief minute.
I'm just so eager. It's right around the corner, Josh. We're so close, dude. We're so close.
Song of the week.
Oh, I had it. You first. I had it. I
All right, all
forgot.
right. Since I met Dwayne Betts about a month ago, California Blues by Dwayne Betts. So if you watch our intro, we did update the intro. Cole got added to the intro, plus Dwayne Betts made the intro, so I had to put that one in there as well.
I'm gonna go with because the AP came out yesterday, and the only song I could think of to go with my Florida State's ranking was "Rooster" by Allison Chain. I just love it. And I don't know if I've had it before, but that's just how I feel right now. Just ready to go.
So jump right into Florida State, but I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Paul Feinbaum, what are your thoughts on that clown?
You mean ESPN's Joe Biden? Yeah, they roll him out
Yeah.
there. He just babbles on, and we don't really know what sense he's making. Yeah, he hasn't been relevant or had any sort of normal thought since Nick Saban retired. And even before that, he was crazy. He's made a living out of other people's success, meaning his only thing was fielding calls, like with Harvey Updike or whatever that guy was, who was like, "Yeah, I've done, poison the trees at Toomer's Corner." Like that's his claim to fame. Like Paul Feinbaum, the two people I can't stand the most at ESPN is Paul Feinbaum and Heather Dinch. I think that they are just the worst. I don't
I
think
don't
they
know
have
who
like a.
she is.
She's like she's the lady that's always talking about the CFP whenever they meet, and she's the brunette lady. I
Okay.
can't stand
Okay.
her. I can't stand Paul. Paul just, and if you notice, I think it's real funny that there's only one team, that's not in the Big Ten or SEC, barring Notre Dame because they're not in a conference, that are in the top 10. And that is the one team that he goes after. And that's also in the middle of a lawsuit with his company. So, I mean, listen, throw shade if you want to throw shade, but just you're giving fuel to the fire. I mean, one of our guys, DJ Lundy, our linebacker, starting linebacker, said, remember, he's like, remember what they said. Like he put that out
Oh,
on social media. So I hope Mike Norvell uses this as bullet board material. I hope that, I mean, I'm not expecting ESPN to ever come around on Florida State ever again after last season. They're already in midseason form with the disrespect. So I'm ready. I'm okay with being the team that everyone's like, oh, they're not gonna, just keep doubting us because
You
it's
you
now it's time
you
to go.
kind of got to have that shut everybody up mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, Florida State does have a lot to prove, yes, but everybody continues to talk and talk and talk. If I was a Florida State fan, of course, a player and fan, of course, it's annoying. It sucks. You want everybody to have the high expectations like you do, but at the same time, that's fuel to the fire.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
You
it's
know?
he's an analyst. He's been on TV for God since before we were even born. So for the fact that he's been talking college football for years. So the fact that he's just saying outright, saying he's like, oh yeah, Florida State's gonna finish unranked, brother. You have no idea what you're talking about. Like I would, there Notre Dame just lost their starting left tackle. If there's any top 10 team that I think could potentially not finish the season ranked, it might be them because of the question marks they have. And I'm also not bought in on Marcus Freeman. Like, you know,
I am bought
you
in
got
with Riley. I am bought in with Riley Leonard though. I'm bought in with him, but like, what does he
to
have around him? How does the offensive line look? He's also the one not calling the plays either. You know,
exactly. But look at what they did with Sam Hartman. I mean, I don't really, I mean, if you want to compare, I mean, who would you rather have, like Wake Forest Sam Hartman or Duke Riley Leonard?
Duke
I
Riley
mean,
Leonard. That's
I don't
just me
know.
personally. I don't know how the stats match up, but
Yeah, me either. That'd be a great, like blind resume kind of thing. But when you take where they're, I mean, Sam Hartman was, look what they did. Sam Hartman was supposed to be like the next big thing at Notre Dame, and then he didn't. I don't even think he got drafted.
no,
So I mean,
dude,
we'll see.
he didn't even get signed, man. Like nobody
Yeah,
even signed him. I think he went straight to the XFL or whatever.
really. Wow.
Well,
I mean,
the UFL or whatever the hell it's called now.
yeah. The Dwayne the Rock Johnson League or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, there's like, I just feel like it's you don't really know, and I kind of hate that that's like a talking point on ESPN. It's like, what team do you think will finish unranked in the top 10? None of those teams could potentially finish unranked. All of them could finish up in the top 25. I mean, Michigan's got a brand new coach, and I don't know if they'll be any good. I mean, I know they got Donovan Edwards, but I don't know about the guy behind him. Uh, I just, I
Of
don't know.
course,
Paul
Michigan
Fife,
also has quarterback question marks as well. So
I mean,
that's,
I just think he's just a clown. All in all, I've never really, like I said, I've listened to his show back when it was big, but
yeah.
his whole claim to fame was, I'm just gonna have outlandish takes, and most of the time they're wrong. So, you
Well,
know,
it is, I think he's just trying to drive up the numbers, which is fine. He's getting a lot of traction with it. So like ESPN's probably happy. He's probably happy that the numbers are coming in. But in reality, to me, I don't give a crap about the AP poll.
no,
Why does the AP poll even matter now?
I'll
Seriously,
tell you why.
because
We're
the
this much closer, and it gives us stuff to talk about.
yeah, true. That's a good point. But in reality of it, the AP poll doesn't mean anything because the college football playoff.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
100%.
Like,
I think
you're going to have a
we
completely different ranking halfway through the season.
we could have an AP we could have an AP poll vote. It's just sports writers. So I mean, it's all it is what it is. It's just like, I mean, Reese Davis had us at 6, and there were people that had us at 16. Like, there's people. I mean, look at the perfect example. They had Colorado ranked in the top 25 last year,
Yeah.
and then look how that turned out. Dion wins 4 games, ruins my win total under, and then he just loses every game after that. So
Well, a team like Liberty should be in the ranking as well. No G5 showing. I'm not saying there should be a couple teams. I think Liberty should have gotten it personally.
I'm still a little salty because I don't think Liberty should have been the highest ranked G5 team last year, but that's just me.
Who would you have had?
I SMU, even though they had the losses, I think they had a better resume.
All right. I forget that they are in the ACC now. So,
Yeah, I could care less though. They're gonna get everyone has them as like a dark horse. I think that the jumping competition is gonna be a bit of
well, the
a
reason why they have SMU as a dark horse is because their NIL program.
that's fine. I still think the jumping competition is gonna be, at least it's gonna take some growing pains. That's just how I think. If you can move up to a power conference, you're gonna have those growing pains. I personally think that, like, as a university as a whole, you have more eyes on you, more money on you, and it's just like a different level of not necessarily a different level of competition. It's the same competition because G5s can compete, but I just think week in and week out, the wear and tear that comes with it, you're you
The conference play every single week is a little bit different, for sure.
yeah. So being the heavy hitters of it is like it's like say like SMU is like, okay, what's I don't have the schedule off the top of their head, but I know we play them. We go to SMU, and then what if I don't know what the schedule is, but just imagine it's like, okay, then they got to fly to Clemson the following week, and then they have to take on North Carolina, and then they have to host Miami the next week. Like imagine that 4 week stretch of just like bang, bang, bang. Like it's just that's
That's
gonna be tough.
tough stretch of football. But one guy who I just don't like at ESPN at all,
Tell me,
Todd McShay.
really? Why?
Dude, I think his draft boards tend to be a little inaccurate. And like, how does this guy, seriously, how does Todd McShay say, oh, this is where he's going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted. Okay, Todd McShay, if you know everything, why didn't you call Michael Penix going to the Falcons in the top 10? You can't do it because it's like they promote him like he knows everything, every single draft pick, like whatever, whatever. But like, and then you can say, oh, like, he doesn't know everything, whatever. Like they're just promoting him because that's his job is literally the draft analyst, you know what I mean?
Mike
But
Mel Kiper is crazy, and that's why I like
no,
him.
not Todd McShay. It's Mel Kiper. That's who I meant, not Todd McShay.
I like Mel Kiper. I
I
can tell you
don't
why.
I don't like Mel Kiper. Sorry. I don't know why I was thinking Todd McShay. It's Mel Kiper. I don't like freaking Mel Kiper.
I
Because
like
I'm
them both.
thinking in my head, but like I don't know why I'm thinking Todd McShay. Todd McShay's fine. But
I can tell
Mel
you one thing. No
Kiper,
one picked Michael Penix to the Falcons. No one.
yeah, but
I
like,
didn't.
of course we can go back and forth on like the argument of like, whatever, but I just I don't like the guy. I feel like there's somebody out there that is better than his draft analysis than him. Like that can't be your best option.
I listen. Throw your hat in the ring. I'll trust your draft analysis. I don't. I
I
think anyone
would
could be.
I wouldn't because every Georgia Southern player is going top five. So
Mm, mm. I can already tell you I'm biased. I can tell you if
yeah.
you ain't drafted from State, you ain't drafted. But that's just me. But
But I,
yeah,
I did tell you before last year's draft, the two guys I wanted the Jets to get was Jordan Travis and Malachi Corley, and we got both of them. I
and
told
I got both of them on my
because
fantasy team.
we were texting back and forth. I said Jordan Travis in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, and that's exact. I drafted him in my rookie draft in the 5th round because I had the first pick in the 5th round, and that was I've drafted him in two of my leagues, with my dynasty leagues, and I couldn't get Malachi Corley in my second one, but I definitely got Malachi Corley because I knew about him when he was at Western Kentucky. I think I watched him play Middle Tennessee State, and I just saw clips of him. I was
100
like, this
miles
guy,
of hate.
yeah,
100
dude, that's
miles
a
of hate. Yeah.
gosh, that's such a good one, dude. That's
That game's week 3 this year.
really.
Yeah, like that game should be the last game of the year.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. It's real funny when you think about like growing up and stuff. Like when it comes to rivalries, Florida State and Miami, when I grew up, was the first game of the season every year from like when I was a little kid up until like near middle school. Then they switched it to like middle of the season. I thought it was so weird because I remember opening up the season against Miami. But I
Yeah.
guess that was a little stretch. I might have just been crazy because thinking back to the 90s, watching it. I'm a big fan of having like a big first game of the year to get eyeballs on. Granted, I hate that we're playing in Ireland. I will stand by that. I know they're trying to grow the game or whatever. I hate playing out of the country. I want, I mean, I
It's a
just
lot
don't see the
players. It's a
appeal.
lot on the players too, but I'm glad they do have a bye week. Well, not really a bye week, but
And yeah,
you've got an extended week. They're probably going to leave Ireland right after the game, I would imagine, and then you got a week from that Saturday, a week and 2 days before you play again. So
That's what I like. I don't know. I think usually when you play on week 0, you don't play week 1. I think that's how that usually goes because I don't know if Georgia Tech's playing on week 1, and if they do, it might just be like we're opening up against like we're our home openers against Boston College. So I mean, it's I don't know. I'm just getting so excited for college football, man. I know it's gonna be the 12-team playoffs excites me. The kind of unknowns of the season excite me. I'm excited to watch and be all in on Georgia Southern this year, and like us being friends, and the more I hear about, it, the more we talk about it, I know that I'm bringing the good vibes with me too to Statesboro week 1. So I'm telling you right now, I'm not leaving without that Bronco mascot head. I'm not doing it. I'm getting my get back. I need it. Oh,
Get revenge on Boise State, man, for you. We really do.
I
I was
that
talking to Matt Sprouse the other day of the group of five guys. He will be in attendance with his family. So
oh, hell yeah, hell
yeah,
yeah. Shout
so
out to them guys.
look
I love
for
it.
our first ever live show will be taking place that Saturday morning. So, of course the logistics time wise, we don't know yet because we are still a little out, but we 100% will be doing our first ever live show that day from
I'm,
States.
I'm I am honored to be a part of that. I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited.
We've been wanting to do one for a while. Last season we knew it wasn't going to happen. So we're like, this year was our year to at least do one live show. So, maybe we can do a couple more. I don't know, but our goal is just to at least do one, and we're knocking it out week 1. So,
Yeah, why not? Statesboro, a couple hours past high noon, which is what I like to say, and it's a great game. It is the wagon that was Boise State. I mean, they've fallen off the past couple years just because I think the G5 has kind of rose the occasion. But just as like a program as a whole, Boise State is one of the more recognizable brands in college football because of what they did in the early 2000s. Coming on, coming down to Georgia in the middle of August, and you got to deal with a couple things. You got to deal with the heat. You got to
mhm.
deal with the rowdiness of Statesboro, and you got to deal with the water hose drinkers. That's going to be chuggling and guzzling the hotel water hose. I'm chuggling and guzzling it before the
Yeah.
game, and I'm ready to go. I'm gonna war paint up. I might. I don't know. I gotta find some. I gotta get going. I still think if it was possible to get the Georgia Southern Speedo, I would do it, but I don't think we have the time or logistics to get that right now. But
Yeah,
in the future,
let's not do that and say we did because I don't want to see that. I don't. I don't. But good point. The Statesboro Heat's no joke, dude. Especially right now, it's middle of August. You know, you also got to factor in the humidity. It might say it's 95 degrees outside, but damn, it feels like 110. And then, them kids from Idaho, man, Boise, Idaho, they don't know
yeah.
nothing about gnats or mosquitoes, man.
No, and they don't know about GATA,
Somebody, somebody better,
GATA.
somebody better put some no gnats in their hotel rooms for them.
Don't give me any ideas. You know I'm a Newcastle fan, and you know that how crazy the Premier League gets. I will stand out there with bullhorns the night before, just like I
That's
will
funny.
call up. I'll call
So
up.
since we're kind of like on that topic of the South Georgia weather, so Boise State, I don't know if you saw on Twitter today, Cole, but Boise State is in their indoor facility, they're having an inferno practice. So they raise the heat in the indoor to 97 degrees with 68% humidity. And Statesboro today, according to this guy from Idaho, he said it was 92 degrees with 57% humidity. But I don't know what they were talking about. It was 100 freaking 30 degrees today.
Dude,
So, I mean, but anyway,
when
so
when I think
Boise State offensive lineman Mason Rudolph said it was their inferno practice. He said where they spray the indoor down, soak it, and turn the heat up overnight to mimic the heat and humidity at Georgia Southern. He said their practice went well. In quotes, it's a big mentality thing. Sure.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Calling it an inferno practice just makes me think that they're preparing to go one-on-one in a steel cage with Kane.
Dude,
That's all it.
everybody's saying on Twitter and stuff, it's like, dude, like you can try to mimic it all you want to, but
Yeah,
until
dude.
you get down to South Georgia and experience some real South Georgia heat, it's different, man.
Dude, I mean, you're talking. I'm closer to the equator than you, dude. But I get it. I mean, I know, like they don't know that, and they'll find out. You can prep for it all you want, but you won't really know until you get there. And there's gonna be cramps. You're gonna be slow, and
On
the
both
beauty
sides, on both sides.
it will, yeah. But the beauty of it is our boys
Mhm.
are born and bred here, and they know what to expect. They're practicing in it, and they know what to expect. They live in that area. They're ready. They're going to be ready to go, and they know how important it is to win that week one because that week one is so important to win. From if we're talking a mentality standpoint, it is so important to win week one, especially against a team like Boise State, where I think everyone's just kind of going, "Oh, it's Boise State, Georgia Southern." I think people are starting to like you and
10,
I know
10 point spread,
all
10 point spread at home, 10 point underdogs at home.
ball knowers know, and non-ball knowers don't know, but they think they know. And 10 points at home week one, you cannot wow, like, dude. I mean, if y'all give you any indication on how much I love underdogs week one, other than, Georgia Tech, I'm not taking, don't take. North Dakota State is going to, their point spread is going to be in my bet slip 100%.
Oh, week one against Colorado for sure, dude.
I'm
So
going to have that spread.
yeah, we can keep on talking about Georgia Southern. One thing that I do like that the team did today. So, we got our indoor facility, brand new, opened up last year. It's nice. It's really nice. But you open up with Boise in Statesboro. It's going to be hot. Week two, you go to Nevada. It's going to be hot. Week three, you're at home versus South Carolina State. It's going to be hot. And then you got Ole Miss. The first month of football, you're playing, even on the road, you're playing in some warm weather. And what I like today is that we went on the beautiful banks of Eagle Creek, went back to the roots, and we practiced on some real grass today.
There you go. You have to.
My sources tell me that the practice went extremely well. Apparently, since the scrimmage, boys have been extremely physical and they're ready to go. I've been hearing, a couple people got some, tweaks and bruises. Chance Gamble didn't play in the scrimmage, transferred from Kennesaw State, cornerback. Jalen White, I think, had limited touches, but I think all of that is just kind of preserve, their legs and just ability. Nothing serious at all. But, so right now, knock on wood, the boys are still healthy. So you like to see that. I think a lot of the key to a lot of the things that hurt us, especially year one under Coach Helton, was the injuries. And,
Mhm.
of course, with every team, you can say it about any NFL team, any college team on any sport. Your health, you can say all you want to, how you win the games, whatever, but your health on your roster is the most important thing to win football games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, health is like if you're not healthy, don't expect to do much. Like, and that's where also depth comes in. You got to have strong depth too. Building off that, I mean, from what I'm hearing, and I'm sure you hear it too with your sources, like the comparison from the first day of fall camp to now, miles better. But again, that's still camp, and it's all about staying healthy. But some of the spring guys, even because spring people get hurt, hearing that some of the spring guys come back and they're ready to go and they're looking good too. That's also a big positive. Anywhere you go.
I was having a conversation with someone today, and they said that, that first spring ball under Coach Helton to now, they said
Miles different.
way different. You still got some guys on the roster. You still got some coaches that have been there, whole time under Coach Helton's tenure in Statesboro, and they just said, it's just, the culture's always been there.
Mhm.
And, but Coach Helton, I just think just brings a different kind of mentality to the football team. And honestly, it's maybe a mentality that Statesboro has been missing for a while. I don't know because, not there every day. Don't know, how the previous coaches were like, whatever, whatever. But it just seems like I don't know. There's just something in the water. You know what I
There's
mean?
aura. You have a new
Yeah.
you have an
Yeah.
aura.
Like,
Like
I
Coach Allen brought plus 5,000, plus 50,000 aura to Statesboro or something
yeah.
crazy like that.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like that's what
I've said this every year that Coach Helton's been there, but I just think that, this year more so than the last two this is the most excited I've ever been for Georgia Southern football.
yeah, you're me last year, like when I was with
Yeah.
FSU. And it's funny, that was year give or take COVID year, because I don't really count the COVID year for
Fair,
any first time
fair.
coaches. That's year three. Year three, you know, that
It was
was
rough
truly
for Norvell COVID year, man. Bullshit. It was bullshit
yeah.
year.
So Mike Norvell's real year was year three, was last year, and like that's what we did. So it's great to see. And on the realm of like coaches, and like this is Helton's third year, correct? If I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, this
Yes.
is his guy. This is it's go time, and you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see week one when I cash that Georgia Southern money line against them damn Boise State Broncos. Because guess what? Boise ain't even a state. All right, Boise ain't even a state. What the hell is that? This ain't the 2007 Fiesta Bowl. This is Statesboro, 4 o'clock. Water hose drinkers are going to be there, and we're going to get after their ass. We are going to get after their ass, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to
But
go.
there's still tickets left. So, if any Georgia Southern fans are listening to this, you haven't gotten a ticket yet, please get a freaking ticket. You know,
You
the
can meet me. Come on now.
the, the power of Paulson is real. Boise State, I know they got a good fan base, but they don't understand what Paulson Stadium is like for a football game. We got to pack Paulson and really just. I know it's a holiday weekend, but look, it's week one, and we've got a huge win to start off this season right. And if you go first month of football, you're sitting at 3-1, 4-1 with that one loss being to Ole Miss. Man, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a good year, but there's going to be people out there. It's like, oh, 6-2 last year, and you finished up 6-7, with the bowl loss. But okay, politely, I don't care. It's different. It's different. It's
Yeah, I mean, you build off of that. You can build off of that negativity. You can build off of that stress. You're like, do you want to repeat? Do you remember those boys that were there? They knew what it felt like. They were like, dang, and they weren't. And it wasn't like you got blown out. I mean, you had close
got
losses.
a lot of
You know,
close.
it's
Yeah,
close. And that's like something that like being a Florida State fan, like Bobby Bowden's mentality was like, first you lose big, and then you lose small, and then you win small, and then you win big, and then so now as we're talking about Helton and his transition, last year you were losing small. Now you're going to win small, but hell, it'd be great to win big too.
win,
Because
but wins a win either way.
oh gosh, I mean, dude, I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited to see the power of Paulson. I'm really excited to see the Georgia Southern atmosphere, and I'm encouraging people to get out and like. I have never been. This is going to be my very first Georgia Southern game. The only other G5 games I have been to are USF and UCF. And I'll be completely honest with you. The aura that everyone talks about at UCF, it was against Louisville. I gave it like a 7.3 out of 10, which is higher.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Good. I don't go to college football games for an EDM concert though. I want you to know that. I go I go there to watch quality games, good food, good beer, good people, and just utter dominance from the home team. And guess what? UCF also lost that game that I went to. Granted, they played Louisville,
Yeah.
but and that was 2 years ago. I've gone to, I mean, USF. They play Raymond James. I'm trying to think. I don't really think I've been to any other G5s, but again, buy the tickets. It's going to be a great game. The water hose drinkers are going to be there in full force, and we're going to bring the power to Polson. And we just need everyone there because the aura is going to be great. And it's nothing is better than starting off the year with a win. And also being a holiday weekend, what's better than spending time with your family at a football game? That
Yeah.
is where I have felt the most close with my like entire family is at a football game when you can feel it, the energy, the aura, like random fans that you've never met before. You're dapping up, you're high fiving. It's like, holy crap, did you see that? Did you do this? Dude,
I'm getting
it's
chills
gonna be
now. I'm getting
No,
chills
dude,
right now. You talking to it, dude.
just wait until game day when I'm there. Oh,
I'm telling you, one thing that you're gonna love about Paulson Stadium too, not not in the I'm not talking about the end game, but dude, the tailgate setup is just like it's so perfect with the grass lots and then the indoor being right there, the stadium's right there. It's everybody's just so close together. And like what I love about like Georgia Southern fans, especially like in the tailgates, is like everybody's so friendly. It's like you can walk over tailgate, meet some new people. Hey man, you want a beer? Hey man, you want some food? Like you want some wings? You want a burger? Like it's like that. That's what I love just about like college football is just because like it just brings everybody together. You know what I
oh,
mean?
for sure. And again, what better way to spend a holiday weekend than going out and watching football? Because it is week one. It
Yeah.
is going to be a good time, and it's not at a bad. It's at a perfect. I firmly believe 4 o'clock is the one of the perfect time slots for a game.
Pretty
Four
good for
o'clock.
recruits as well, too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I think the recruiting wise, coming from the Tallahassee side of things, like I know that nightlife at our age too, like nightlife was a big deal when you're choosing your college and stuff. So like the fact that it's 4 o'clock, you can go and enjoy the nightlife, and then you don't have to get up at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever and start getting after it, or like doing all the stuff and get to the game by noon. Kind of sleep in a little bit. You can kind of relax, grab some breakfast. It's not gonna, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: you and I are gonna get after it early that Saturday morning, baby. We're gonna be ready to go, and
Picking up bright and early.
bright and
I'll
early, ready to go.
I'll probably be fully dressed by 8:30, 9 a.m., honestly, ready to go.
I'm going to sleep and in my game day outfit. I'm
Mm.
going to be ready, and I'm gonna let you know this now. I am going to probably I'm prescribed my ADHD. I'm prescribed Adderall. I'm gonna pop an Adderall bright and early, and I'm gonna probably have me a nice mimosa to get the day started. I am going to be ready to go. So I'm
So,
excited.
couple
Excited.
more things, I don't know if you saw these guys, Gotta Talk podcast, shout out to them. They post a lot of good content on, social media. They got their own podcast as well. And, I enjoy listening to them. So if anybody's looking for another Georgia Southern podcast, I'd highly recommend Gotta Talk podcast. Very, very good. But anyway, so this guy, GS underscore Jacob, shout out Jacob. You like some of our stuff on Twitter, so friend of the pod.
Oh
But
yeah, always the pod.
anyway, he said that Gotta Talk was making some good points, and I was like, oh man, I didn't know they came out with another one, most recent one. So I was like, let me just go listen to it. And I agreed with Jacob. And I thought they made a lot of good points on their previous episode. So y'all go, please give it a listen. Um, he said number one, limit the turnovers. You limit the turnovers, stats go up. That was obviously, probably the number one issue last year was turning the football over. Number two, he said skill players across the board. Of course, that is going to help a lot. I think there's a lot of guys that also includes with health. I mean, sorry. So I think the skill players are going to be fine, but there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to step up. Maybe just guys like Dalen Cobb, Josh Dallas, like kind of come to mind in that receiver room. And then you got Stampley and corners, Chance Gamble. There might be some new faces that maybe people don't recognize, but they're going to become household names.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That's what's important is the
he
younger
also
guys.
said the O line should improve, which, we added some more depth. I think that depth wise, this is the most depth we've ever had in the trenches at Georgia Southern. So I
Yeah,
think that's there. Of
that's
course, then again, what is it to rely on? Staying healthy. It just brings me back to my point. And he's also saying feed the running backs. And I don't disagree with him at all. And he also said if we do all these things, of course it's easier said than done. You're going to score 30 plus points a game. And he's 100% right. I think that you've got to feed Jalen White. You've got to feed OJ Arnold. You still got David Mbinka. You got Terrence Gibbs, dude. You got four guys in the running back room that can carry that football. And also, I think a sneaky kid right now is this kid out of Savannah, Georgia from Benedictine Christian. I am drawing a blank on his name. but because he's a freshman, he got to Southern either in January or or this summer. But one guy too that to maybe look at, I don't know if he's going to play much this year, don't know, but Jakari Brown, defensive back from Houston County, Georgia, just local kid that I've been following for a little bit. Another guy in the cornerback room, I'd say Dorian Smith. He's from Peach County, Georgia, from Fort Valley. He's probably going to be a guy that's going to be in the mix a good bit. Game one against what you want to call Boise State. But yeah, I mean, dude, we've really got to run the ball more. I just think that, the offensive line has improved. We've improved in all aspects of the roster, but you got some studs in the running back room and the receiver room. You get that running game going, that deep ball is going to open up. You get that deep ball going, that running game is going to open up. So I just think, different OC, Coach Chaplin. I just think, maybe some things are going to be different. I really don't know. Of course, time will tell. We are still a couple weeks out of the season here. So, but
Not that far off, brother.
no,
We're
man,
not. Yeah.
it's just like, I got a lot of intel from the scrimmage that I'm going to talk about here in a second. But, you can't really spring games and, fall scrimmages, you can't really tell how the play call is going to be because they are trying to work on specific things and, in those scrimmages. So it's like
Mhm.
you don't really know because also, Jalen White's not getting maybe 20 touches in a scrimmage. You know what I mean? He might get like 7 or 8 and that's it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you're playing against the guys that you always play against, and you kind of know certain things about your own players. It's when you go out and you play the real game. And I'll tell you one thing: the biggest thing that kind of stuck with me in your tangent was how good does it feel when you know that you have the deepest that you've had in the trenches? Because we both know, everyone knows that knows college football, having deep trenches on both sides of the ball is so important. It's the most important aspect of a college football team because it's the foundation of your team. If you don't have trenches, you don't win football games. I mean, look at Colorado last year as a prime example. They didn't have the trenches and they lost their and they lost.
Look at
So
Colorado this year.
yeah,
Same thing's going to happen.
I know. Well, yeah, I mean, I got a little bit of hope. I mean, I don't know, they're hard to gauge, but I'm just saying like something that I can like equate to back Florida State in like 2017, like 2019 when I was there. The trenches were a massive, massive problem. And when I watched them win the national championship in high school, that group was like so well tight, so many starts, so big, so like they were like a absolute unit, and it trickled down all the way down. And I'm seeing that now because Florida State, when it comes to the team strengths comparison, like you were talking about, that is our strongest position. Is I think in the O line, we did lose some people, but we have so many starts at the O line, and the two deep is even better because guys have stayed in, guys have bought in, and guys have, we have the reps, we have the young guys, we have guys that have had multiple starts even in the second line. So how deep your trenches are is so important, and especially for a team that's going to make waves this year, like Georgia Southern is, it's going to all factor on staying healthy. But the fact that you're so deep at those positions is like such a big thing. And with the new OC too, Helton's an offensive minded coach. Usually, offensive minded coaches, they don't steer away from what their vision is of the playbook. But I would also like to see running the football more, opening up the passing game, and that's something that I personally am gonna. I from what I'm hearing, I'm gonna see from my Knowles this year is we're gonna run the football a lot, and that's great because of the stable running backs we have. And I think that college football as a whole has gotten so far away from running the football because it used to be that big power back, one back thing, and they've spread the football out. So I'm excited to see teams run the football,
You
especially
make a
Georgia
good
Southern.
point. You make a good point, just with the evolution of just like playing styles and play calls. Good thing about a school like Georgia Southern and probably Florida State too is, Southern's got 4 guys, 5 guys, really, maybe even 6, I don't know, but you got at least 4 guys that, are all ready to go and that can run the ball. But you forget, you can also throw the ball out of the backfield too. These guys can catch the ball, out of the backfield and make plays and, hit the burners and, turn up the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some legit speed in the skill positions, meaning running backs, receivers in the secondary. Now, the only thing that does worry me a little bit is the depth in the linebacker room. Um,
Dude, is Florida State and Georgia Southern about to have the same teams this year?
yeah,
Because that's my biggest question mark too.
Florida State and Southern, you've got good starters, right?
Yeah, no, well,
Your
okay.
starters are good,
The
but
linebacker, we have Lundy, and then we're relying on transfers. Cam Riley, Blake Nicholson. Like linebacker is probably my most concern I'm at on defense
I
overall.
think I
D,
do think the depth in the linebacker room is a little bit of a question mark, but also a good thing in the linebacker room is Marquise Watson Trent coming back for his last year. He's your defense play caller pretty much, and this guy is the backbone of your defense. And I mean, he's been a team captain, I think going on his third year now as a captain of the football team. I mean, your middle linebacker, man, he was second in the Sun Belt in tackles last year, behind Jason Henderson of ODU, which that guy's a freak, by the way. Absolute freak. But I mean, just having it like some older guys like Mar and Jalen White, just Derwin Burgess too, Isaac Walker, Justin Rhodes, like those guys like being there for multiple years, especially under Coach Helton and year two with Coach Bailey. It that's just big because we didn't lose a lot of guys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We got some transfers in. Of course, people left, obviously, but your main core stayed intact.
Yeah, your returning production is what's so important.
Yes.
And it's like
Yes.
you're and I mean that's the reason Florida State went undefeated last year was we had 90% on both sides of the ball returned. Now we lost a lot on offense, lost a lot of big factors on defense, but still it's like we're like 80. I mean, granted, we lost a lot of production, but the guys behind it, and that's where we're talking about depth, is like the older guys left, and then boom, the next guy stepped up. Like we went from Jermaine Johnson to Jared Verse. Now both those guys are transferred in, but look at who was there as a freshman for them, Pat Payton, and now Pat Payton has ascended, boom, right into that spot. Joshua Farmer, boom, that spot. Now we have Marvin Jones Jr. He's a young guy. He's been at Georgia for 2 years. He's going to ascend to that spot as transfers, and that's what I mean, can tie into the transfer portal as well. When it comes to young guys and having depth, having guys that have been there, like in my Noel situation with Pat Payton, and your situation with all the guys that you named, like they know the expectations, they know how things run, and when you bring in high school guys and they buy in and they stay and they bust their ass and they do what they got to do, it just translates to
You
okay,
you really
yeah,
you
you have to do it, now go execute it. So like that's such a cool thing about this game that I love is like part of it, like the inner workings of it is just like every level, it's like you're learning, and
mm,
it doesn't stop. So I'm excited for your defense too.
you've got a lot of the defense is, the defense obviously has got to step up in a big way this year. I think we did a good job of creating turnovers last year, but we're also giving the ball away more than we got the ball. So, that kind of goes hand in hand there. But, the biggest question mark for the Eagles as a whole is the special teams. The scrimmage on Saturday, kickers did not look good. So we've got to figure that out now. The kid from Georgia Tech is gonna be the starter more than likely, and Alex Smith, from Australia, he's gonna be the punter. But
You have an
you
Aussie punter as well.
yeah, yeah,
We literally have like the same teams. Granted,
yeah.
granted, granted, our kicker is a Lou Groza semi-finalist, and he's actually a buddy of mine, Ryan Fitzy. He went to, I believe, Colquitt County in Georgia, and his little brother's actually like one of the higher rated
From
kickers.
Moultrie.
Huh?
He's from
Yeah,
Moultrie.
or wherever it is. He's actually a buddy of mine. It's actually his birthday today. Funny enough, it's his birthday today, and I texted him happy birthday. But no, it's just so funny because we have an Aussie punter too, and I absolutely love the Aussie punters. Love the Aussie punters. For some reason, I feel like it brings speaking of aura, I think it brings a different aura to your team when you have an Aussie punter because like those guys can murder the ball. It's incredible. It's good that they had that Saturday scrimmage. I want to say it might be good that you're 3 weeks out from game one that they had that bad day because now you can look back at that and be like, I'm not going to have that bad day again. I know what I have
It's
to
something to
do.
build on.
Exactly. It just, you get knocked down. It's how you respond and get back up. And year 300 Coach Helton, he knows. He's like, listen, guys, this is the year. This is the year we go. This is boom. It's time to hit. It's time to punch in the mouth and go. I can't be having my special teams fail. You know what my suggestion was? I texted you about it when you told me we could just go for two. I mean, with the amount of speed we got, like you could you go for two, like never know. Just saying. Put in a big old full get a big old linebacker, put him at fullback, and just
Yeah,
right up.
that's why Florida State has DJ Lundy, baby.
Which,
That's
dude,
that's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
dude, I don't. He slimmed down, so I don't know if he'll be playing the full. I would love for him to play fullback, but he slimmed down quite a bit. Dude, I'm so excited
More of
for.
an outside linebacker versus a pure edge rusher.
Yeah, I think he can rotate out and play in coverage well. But dude, I'm excited. Cam Riley. I mean, there's a lot of question marks and stuff, but man, I'm excited for the season, and I'm excited for Georgia. Like, I really am excited for Georgia Southern, and I'm not just like saying that because the past year how close we've gotten and like how much like I've been more paying attention to Georgia Southern. Like, I'm genuinely excited because of the. I've always loved Georgia Southern since 2013, and as when they beat Florida without competing a single pass, and I've
Yeah.
always been really ride for the Eagles, and I'm really excited to get to like experience it all with everyone at Georgia Southern as well too. I've heard great things. I've seen great things on social media, and yeah, dude, I'm really excited. And I think that next week, man, is the big episode where we get into the gambling preview too. And
But next week, week 0.
yes, it is, brother. It is. Bang, 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 dude. I'm so excited. I actually currently have some bets going on right now, and that's why you keep seeing me look at my phone.
Hey, jump right on into it.
Let me preface, I am in a legal gambling state. I am in the state of Florida. My buddy Josh here is in Georgia. I got a little crazy. He put a $1 pays out $10,000, and one leg is already hit. We just need
Okay.
six more to go. Uh, yeah, need. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
listen. Let's just say if this hits, the weekend in Statesboro is going to be funded by the Hard Rock. No, so I just make a home run parlay, man. Like, you never know. You know who can match the ball in baseball and stuff. So it was Anthony Santana. He went yard. That's when I looked up and I was like, oh, let's go. Ian Happ, he's in the top of the fifth. I don't know how many more at bats he's gonna get. Nick Castellanos, I picked him to do a home run because of the recent scandals that happened earlier this week with a certain Red Sox player saying a certain word that we cannot say. And
Yeah.
that's why I think it's in the realm of like if they talk about it on the broadcast, then he might go yard. So
Castellanos
that's
was gonna hit a home run.
yeah, yeah. I have Jordan Alvarez against my Rays. Corey Seager, he's been mashing the ball. Otani and Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is going for 300. And August 13th, whenever he started, was when he hit his first home run. Tonight he's gonna hit his 300th, and I might just put that in as a single bet. And then I also have
Interesting.
um, Orioles money line, they're losing, of course. Phillies money line, they're losing, of course. Astros and Rays, I have Astros money line, they're tied. And then Yankees money line. Simple bets tonight. I had a good gambling weekend, but yeah, man, dude, we're getting to the heart of football season. I'm looking at win totals. I'm looking at conference previews, and I can tell you one thing. I've got a couple sleepers. I got a couple plus money stuff. One thing I do want to talk about. I saw this, and I think it's a great value. Granted, I think my Noles are going to win the national championship because I always do. It was on ESPN, and they talked about it. UGA or Ohio State versus the field. UGA and Ohio State plus 120 versus the field at minus like 160. And I was like, dude, you're giving me the two top teams in college football versus the field? Yeah, I'm taking that, dude. Plus 120, any plus money with Ohio State. I think Ohio State makes a national championship. I do. I'm all in on Ohio State. They have to. They have to beat Michigan. They're one of the teams that I think can make the national championship with
They'll go
ease.
undefeated. They got a pretty weak schedule, so
They go to Oregon.
that's true.
But I'm not everyone's sold.
Ohio State and Michigan, the game, it's in the shoe this year, I'm pretty sure. Not in the big house.
Let me tell you a little preview. I don't care where that game could be played on that game could be played in Ukraine. I don't care where that game's at. Ohio State is winning that game.
So anyway, you got anything else before we jump into winners and losers?
Um, no, not at the Jesus, the Tigers are up 11-1. That's about it. I know, but I'm good.
So
But
my winner of the week is recently retired Tavon Austin. Absolute played for a long time in the league too, man.
very
Played
long
for a
time.
while.
Very
Um,
long time.
you want to look that up? How long did he play in the league in the NFL?
Let's see. Well, dude, his mixtape from college,
The
uh,
greatest thing ever. Da-na-na-na-na, been a howling back.
been on repeat for me. It's been on repeat for um like all day today because I see it all over like Twitter and stuff. But dude, let's see, he was a
He played 9 years, man.
really
But
nine.
wasn't
That's
wasn't on it wasn't on a team last year.
oh, dude. Do you know his nick? I didn't. His nickname, the Pocket Rocket, eighth overall by the Rams in
That's
2013.
that's a that's almost a pause nickname. That's an odd one. I don't know if I'd like the Pocket Rocket.
That's what. Well, I mean, when you have a college mixtape as good as his was, I
Mhm.
mean,
I
the
remember
Rocket
sitting there at like 13, 14, like maybe even like 12, 13, 14 years old, like just flipping on YouTube, like early days of YouTube, watching like Tavon Austin highlights.
was my birthday, and I wish someone would have recorded it. But it was my birthday, and I was out in St. Pete at a disco, and there was a group of girls. You know how like they're trying to get the DJ's attention. You hold your phone up to your head and you song request.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a group of girls requesting one song. My buddy pulled up the Tavon Austin highlight tape and like put it on his head. And the dudes near the DJ, like the guys that were up near the front, were like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
dude!" It was electric. People up in the top part of the bar, like at the club, were looking down on it. They were like, "Let's go, dude!" And all the girls were like, "Who is? What is
Funny.
like? What are
That's
we
funny.
doing?" And I'm like, "It's Tavon Austin." And I sat there and watched it for like 5 minutes because I'm just sitting there vibing, drinking my drink. I'm just turned 26. I'm just like, yeah, dude, how awesome.
Greatest tape ever. Well, who's
Dude, yeah.
your winner of the week?
My winner of the week is my grandma because it's her birthday today. And
Birthday,
also,
Granny.
yeah. Meemaw turns I'm not gonna say her name, but or her age, but Meemaw, happy birthday.
Nima
Is
turned 25 today. Let's
yeah,
go.
Meemaw, crazy, right? I turned 26 like a couple days ago. It's actually really funny. My birthday is the 4th. My mom's birthday is the 7th, and my grandma's birthday is the 13th. So we all are like right there.
That's
Um,
crazy.
I also have another winner of the week, Austin Dillon. It brought the three back. I'm I, I felt alive again watching it. I was so happy seeing the three in victory lane,
He's getting a lot of crap on social media, though.
and I don't care. You wanna know why? Like the the,
Dale,
ins-
I mean,
the incentive is to win.
it's a
He was
three.
32nd. He's 32nd. He was 32nd in points. The thing NASCAR built is if you win, you're in. Me being a super competitive person, you go all out for the win. Now, obviously, like you can say that like all
Joey
this stuff.
Logano didn't like it too much.
Logano didn't like it too much. He ran him through. Listen, I don't really care. The three was in victory lane. I love controversy. I love drama. People are like, you need to take his win away, all this other stuff. He's legit the winner of the week because he won. He
Yeah.
he took the three, put it back into victory lane. I'm interested to see where NASCAR goes with that. But side note, losers of the week, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, because you lost. So if
Yeah,
that
I'm,
tells you
I'm,
where my
I'm not a Denny Hamlin guy. I'm not.
runs his mouth, dude. I mean, that
But
that that's run their mouth. But then
aren't you a fan? Aren't you a fan of Hendrix Motorsports?
that's yeah, because I grew up. I liked
Like,
Dale Jr.
doesn't Denny Hamlin race for Hendrix, or does he race for Gibbs?
Gibbs, and he owns his own team.
Yeah. Okay. I knew that. I was thinking he raced for Hendrix, not Gibbs.
Rick Hendrick would never employ a whiny baby like that.
But anyway,
But yeah,
my loser of the week is Noah Lyles because, dude, you're not beating Tyreek Hill in a race.
mm-mm.
You're not doing it. I'm sorry. And didn't he didn't he win bronze?
He won gold in the 100 meter.
Okay, okay, okay,
He
okay.
won gold in the 100
He
meter.
won like he was the one that won like super close, like by
Yeah,
like
chest
a
step.
hair.
He
That
was a
that was
chest.
crazy. That was actually crazy.
Pretty cool.
But dude, I'm sorry, you're not beating Tyreek Hill in a race, man. So I do, and also my other loser of the week would be I think it was Simone Biles and another girl. They were bowing down to the girl that beat them and won gold in whatever event. And I just think that's absolute loser mentality. And, that's not what the US should stand for because we are winners and we won the Olympics because we had the most medals. So, absolute loser mentality. If you would have won that event, Simone Biles, we would have beaten China for the golds. So instead, you're bowing down to your opponent and you have loser mentality. So,
I'm gonna have to put a little bit of blame. We didn't medal. We didn't medal in wrestling or something crazy, dude. Like we,
medal in wrestling.
yeah, dude. Dude, the whole. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We did not do as good as I'm used to seeing in the Olympics. Now swimming held their own because we're the best.
Oh, dude, I do have another winner of the week. Dude, Curry, Steph Curry, absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, he's
That
ridiculous, and
shot was unreal, dude.
dude,
Absolutely unreal.
I can't. Dude, can you? You know how awesome it would be if I could shoot a three ball lights out like that.
Dude, if I could just go out there and just make in practice, nobody on me. If I could just make 40%, like, dude, I'm
I mean,
amazing. And he's over there in practice just making like 95% of
I'll
them.
tell you,
I
I'll
mean,
tell you one thing. If you and I were 40% 3-point shooters, we would have been playing for Georgia Southern.
I'm talking about with nobody guarding me here. Open gym, nobody around.
Oh, I thought you meant just like
No,
okay, but
no,
I'm
no, 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 no. Yeah, dude, if we were shooting 40% from three, I mean, that's insane in a live game, dude. Like as a career, like that's pretty damn good. But anyway, Mount Rushmore this week is the Mount Rushmore of drunk foods. So I'll
I'm
start us
ready.
off.
Yeah, you please do, but I'm ready to go.
Honorable mention goes out to one of my personal favorites, kind of that I liked as a late night snack growing up, kind of turned into a drunk college snack, pizza rolls. So
Wow.
basically, just keep it classic, pepperoni pizza rolls, man. Nothing to it. Keep it simple. Mix up a little bit of hot sauce and ranch.
What kind of hot sauce do you
I don't discriminate on my hot sauce. A good Texas Pete always just hits the spot. But if I had to pick one, I'm a Cholula guy.
a Cholula guy?
Cholula.
Huh. I'm a Cristal. Crystal hot sauce is my go-to. Big
Texas
Cristal hot sauce.
Texas Pete's up there for sure.
Love Texas Pete. Good on. I put it on my catfish, but to each
Oh,
their own.
you got to put it on your catfish, dude.
Sorry, I'm doubling down
Everybody
real
does
quick.
that. That's a big Southern thing.
Oh, for sure.
But anyway, number
From the trash
four.
can of the South, but I know a couple things.
Yeah, you are in the trash can of the South. That's for damn sure. But
Oh,
number four, dude, a good like DiGiorno's frozen pizza.
you're going with the home, like the home,
Dude,
dude. I like it.
I
Is that
do
your go-to, DiGiorno?
just like that's just the first one that popped to mind, honestly.
I'm loyal to Red Baron. Don't know why.
Dude, it's all
Grew up.
good. It's all good. The DiGiorno was just the first one that popped in my mind. I had frozen pizza written down,
Mm,
but I said DiGiorno because it's the first one that popped in my mind. So,
I get it.
but
I'm just telling you
but
how.
I don't discriminate on my brands because I will go to Publix and buy the Publix brand because it's damn good too. So like
Shout out. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
frozen pizza in general. So we'll leave it at that. Number three, this is kind of turned into a post-college one.
Yeah.
Uh, leftover Mexican.
Interesting. Okay.
Dude, something about just like leftover Mexican food to me, it's it's so good. It's so
Huh.
good.
I'm a big leftover spaghetti guy, just normally. But
Ooh, that's good. That's good. But do you know what also slaps? Leftover hibachi.
is that your number one?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay. But yeah, of
It's,
course,
it's
yeah.
it's not on my list. It's not on my list.
Okay.
Number two, cookout. Cookout.
Cookout. Period. I like it. No, cook anything from cookout.
Number one, always for the vibes, the aura. You never know what you're going to get when you walk into the place. Waffle
Yeah,
House.
yeah. That's the numero uno. That is
I mean,
numero uno.
that's just like, that's just on like a whole nother tier of everything. You know what I
I
mean?
was there. I was there on my birthday at 6 a.m. I walked in and I got me a Texas melt with hash browns, smothered, covered, and chunked, because that's the only way you get your
Oh,
hash
no, 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 no,
browns.
no, 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 no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Put a little ham, cheese, and onion in that thing, baby. Come on. Yes,
Not,
sir.
are you a ketchup guy on your hash browns?
Yeah, I put hot sauce on my hash browns.
Okay, that's not it's not bad. I just don't I don't like ketchup. So it's like when everybody puts ketchup on their hash browns, I find it just like really disgusting.
Okay, well, I also have put ketchup on my hash browns because I think it's normal.
I mean, I'm gonna think no, I think it's gross because I just don't like ketchup. I hate the smell of ketchup. I hate everything about ketchup.
I hate to put it on blast. My mother eats ketchup like my mom had grown up always eating ketchup. My mom likes ketchup. She puts it on steak, and that's where I call her a psychopath.
No, no.
Bro, I want to tell you.
I tell you one thing that my wife loves, Taco Bell hot sauce. And I can't blame her because that shit is good.
I know. I mean, hey, Taco Bell hot sauce. That's what I get when I go there. And you've named a couple things of that I will be naming on mine like already.
Go for it.
So my honorable mention is it's like, oh God, what was it? I had it all in my head. I know my top four, but I forgot my honorable mention. But I'll do my honorable mention. Anything left over in my fridge that my grandma has cooked. So
Ooh, that's a
any
good one. Oh
chicken
shit.
no chicken and rice, spaghetti. She, old Southern chef, and so
Like
she'll
some lasagna, like leftover lasagna or something like that. Yeah,
chicken and rice, chicken and white rice, just like
that's a
hits the
good
spot.
one.
Spaghetti, enchiladas, like anything that's like in the fridge that like, oh God, she made like some like last night. She made something, and I after my round of golf, I was at the clubhouse, and a couple Jameson ginger limes, and I got home after I Ubered home. I was like, this is delicious. And then so my number four, I'm gonna rock with, and this is where I was gonna stump you, a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Ooh, okay. I,
Tallahassee
I
used
can't
to have
I can't hate.
Chick-fil-A's drive-through used to be up until 3 a.m. in Tallahassee, the drive-through. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you go get a Chick-fil-A, a number one with a sweet tea and fries, and you go home, brother.
I guess that I've never experienced a Chick-fil-A being open that late, so fair.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Number three, this is where I'm like torn because it's like I crunch wrap. I gotta go with the crunch wrap.
Taco
Gotta go
Bell.
with the yeah.
Mm.
I love me a good crunch wrap. Number two,
I did kind of screw the pooch on Taco Bell. That definitely should have been on my list.
number two. So I'm gonna move Waffle House off because universally that's the number one. I'm gonna move it off. It was my number one. I'm gonna move it off, but I'm gonna give it to you this way. I absolutely utterly adore a Big Mac after a night out. A big old Big Mac, you know? Oh man, I will tear up at McDonald's. And the beauty of it is, all of my experiences were done in Tallahassee. So it's like there's the strip when we're younger. It's like the younger 18 and up, whatever. The strip's right there. There's up the stairs and where the main road is, because it's kind of down the hill a little bit, a McDonald's. And that place, ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And then my number one is a Tallahassee staple, and I have sat in their drive-through until like 4 in the morning, and it is Guthrie's. And I get a gut box with double fries, no slaw, Texas Pete hot sauce, an extra thing of gut sauce, a large sweet tea,
What
and I
is it?
will
A
go home.
chicken place?
It's the greatest chicken place. It's better than Raising Cane's. It's better than Zaxby's. It's comparable, dude. I love Guthrie's. Oh, It's so good. Oh, and
You're
I
you're
will say this,
you're going to the home of Zaxby's where it was created, by the way, in a couple weeks.
that's fantastic. I love Zach. I ride or die for Zaxby's. I cannot. I'm a loyal Guthrie's man. Every time I go to Tallahassee, I feel like I gotta eat Guthrie's. I completely also I kind of forgot, and I feel like my friends are gonna hate me too. Completely forgot. This is also up there on people's lists. I personally like. I've eaten it before, but I have to mention the honey butter chicken biscuit from Whataburger as well is also a staple when you're an after a night out. So I go all fast food. I like, granted what I have in the fridge now, but like I go all fast food because that's the best feeling when you just leave and you're like, there's no post. How can I get all this alcohol hooked up? A big old Big Mac, like a
You
or like
you know that's something that I could have made my list depending on the mood.
Mhm.
Dude, a good like 2 a.m. Jimmy John's. Like getting that delivery. Like we in college, man, like we'd already be there, be like, man, like we can't drive, like obviously. So like what we don't have anything to eat, like what can we get? Like Uber Eats is like too expensive, whatever. Like it's too
freaky
expensive.
fast delivery, dude.
So yeah, dude, dude, I think like in Statesboro, man, it was like less than a $5 delivery fee. Like it wasn't even like that bad. Like
I'm not gonna tell everybody where I'm staying in Statesboro, but I will tell you where I will be. I will be at that cookout right across the street from the baseball stadium. I will be there. I
yeah,
promise you that. And I will be tearing up cookout.
hosting McGee's heading to cookout.
I, I, the Georgia Southern people that are listening know exactly what you're talking about. I'm going in blind. I have no idea what to expect. And I can tell you one thing, I'm already thinking about the post because I don't have cookout here in Florida. The nearest one I think is going to be in Tallahassee. Like they're building one in Tallahassee, I think. But like, I don't get cookout. That's a luxury for me. When I go to the Carolinas, I can get it.
Dude,
I'm
I had
so
cookout 2 days ago and it
This
slapped.
is
Oh,
what you're
it's
doing. You're rubbing it in, big dog. You're rubbing it in. But dude,
so
I love it. I love it. Waffle House is universally number one. That's like the aura is just beautiful, and it hasn't been my church. Jesus Christ has the same letters as Waffle House. Like it's the same number of letters. Is that a coincidence?
funny.
You know,
That's
but
funny.
there. Yeah.
Well, the thing that I love about Waffle House is, you can walk in there and, you might see a fight, but you're just going to keep on eating anyway and just not bat an eye, you know?
Most of the time, there's some crazy stuff that's gone. I've done some crazy things in Waffle House. I won't go too much
Yeah.
on the internet on what
I've,
I've
I've,
done, but
I've done some stupid things in Waffle House before, for sure.
My buddy's done a pretty interesting thing in a Waffle House, and I'll tell you about it off
Yeah.
the pod. But dude, yeah, man, I'm excited to be in state. I'm so excited to be in states, bro. You have no idea. I'm ready to tear it up with my boy. I'm ready to tear it up with all the water hose drinkers. I'm ready to tear it up with Georgia Southern, baby.
I
Oh,
mean, it's going to be a big, next 2 weeks for us podcast wise, leading up to the season. So I'm super super fired up for that. So Georgia Southern fans, stay tuned. If you're not a Georgia Southern fan, just come listen. I mean, it's just,
vibes.
dude,
Yeah,
it's just vibes. Guys just talking sports. That's really about it. You go anywhere
talk
else,
ball. You talk
yeah.
life.
I
You
mean,
say
you.
sometimes say some funny things,
Yeah.
sometimes some controversial things. I mean, I don't know.
It's just football, like even if there was a person on a team that I don't like, but I like the guys that are doing the podcast, like man, I'm gonna listen anyway because you don't sometimes the good thing about podcasts is especially with athletes is like sometimes you don't get that see that side of them. You know what I mean? Because you just get the
The
game.
face mask or
Yeah,
the helmet or you just see what you see on TV.
exactly. You know their number and their name, but you don't know them. So I feel like this is like a really it's super cool for us to be able to do this and like have the connections that we do to like get some of these interviews because like just for them just theoretically or I guess really just take the helmet off. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like and just like get to know these players on a personal level and just when we see them at games like Boise State they're gonna be like oh man like we did that podcast like say what's up like it's building that
So
relationship with them is it's pretty cool honestly and even like just kind of through the podcast just like the relationships that we've built with people is honestly like a really cool thing and hopefully it's only going to grow.
yeah, no, we're trying to take water hose drinkers to the moon. I mean, the sky's the limit in today's world. And I will say this: the only people I really have a problem with are Gators fans and Miami fans, and I encourage them to listen. So
Yeah. I
I
don't
give
necessarily, I've got problem with Georgia State fans. App State, I just don't like, but I haven't met an App State fan that I disliked. But Georgia State fans, I've never met a Georgia State fan. So,
yeah,
that they're kind of hard to find, honestly.
I encourage you not to meet any of my rivals fans. They all kind of suck. So we're
Yeah.
in August. Listen, baby, we're getting I'm about to start unloading the clip. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
football. So
Week and a half away from football from week 0. So stay tuned. Hail Southern.
who knows?
Don't know. I was waiting for it.
Keep guzzling that water, baby. I make sure to I fill this jug up with a little bit before the show. So
This might say Mountain Dew, but you know what's inside. You know what's inside that water hose. All right, Cole. All right, we'll leave it on that. All right, Cole chugging the water hose. All right, see y'all. Peace out.